Thank you. Good morning. Steve Master, mortgage broker of the group. How many of you here have a goal to rent for the rest of your life? Come on, I want to see it. Okay. Coming up, right? December, January is coming up. We're doing goals. I don't think you have it on your goal to be able to rent for the rest of your life. Most likely it's you want to own a home. Okay. How many of you here think it's hard to own a home? Well, that's all yes. Okay, it's not as hard as people think to own a home. Okay, there's three things you need. Three. One is income. Two is your credit score has to be good. And three, you need a down payment. Those are the three things. So let's start with income. If you're a W-2 employee, you know what your income is. Whatever your gross income, if it's hourly or salary, you know your income. That's it. There's no ways about, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Right? You have to have a 45% debt to income ratio, which is how much your debt is compared to your income. If you're self-employed, it's a little easier to make more money because you can write off whatever you want. I refer to the CPA in that one. I'm just saying on the mortgage side, usually our thing in the mortgage industry is either you own a home or you have money, one of the two, because you can't have both. Because you're going to be writing off or you're going to be paying taxes, one of the two. Am I right? The second thing, your FICO score. That you can control. You can control your credit score. Pay your bills on time. There's different things. I have a credit seminar that I run. I have a whole PowerPoint presentation on credit. Explains to you how you can improve your credit. Do you need credit repair? Sometimes. Have I done credit repair? Yes, in the past. I got in this business with credit. We had a mortgage broker in our group. I happened to get laid off at the company I was with. Decided to join him, and we learned about credit. That's how we got the book, 7 Steps to 720, Credit Score. Okay, there's a few things you need to do to raise your credit. My brother-in-law, at 20, had a credit card that was 35 years old. Wow. Why? Because he became an authorized user on his dad's card. So when you do authorized user, that helps you increase your credit score because you use that credit on the card. Nothing to do with the father's credit score or anything, just that card. If that card has been in existence for over 35 years, never been late, that's huge on your credit. Back in the day, lenders didn't care if it was authorized user or not. So he had a credit score of 720, got into his home, easy peasy. He had one credit card, and it wasn't even his, and he got his score. So there's easy ways to improve your credit. The third thing, which is the hardest thing I believe, is a down payment. Okay? Depending on the purchase price, depends on how much down payment you need. Obviously, the best of both worlds is to have a 20% down payment. That way you'll pay mortgage insurance, everything is good. Now mortgage insurance is anything over 80%. So if you have 85%, 90% loan to value, you have to pay mortgage insurance. Anything under that, you do not. Anything under 80, you do not have to pay mortgage insurance. Unless you do FHA. FHA is the federal government loan to help you get into a home. The only reason why I like going FHA is because they allow a higher debt to income ratio. Remember I said 45% DTI? Well, they allow it to 56. Sometimes even 57. So in that case, sometimes we have you get into FHA just to get you in the home and then refinance you out. What we do, I have a program that helps renters become homeowners. How many of you heard me say, I want renters who smoke? Right? I say it almost every week, I want renters who smoke. Why? Because they understand addiction. Okay? They understand addiction. If someone's a smoker and has no money, you think they're going to say, oh, I just quit, I'm done smoking? No, they're going to say, hey, you smoke? You have a cigarette? They see it on the floor, they'll pick it up, light it. They'll do whatever it takes to get that cigarette. Well, that's what I want for someone who wants to rent a home, own a home. I want them to really, really want to own that home. So they'll do whatever it takes to own that home. So for example, I'm sure a lot of you go to Starbucks. or get coffee every single day. That's like maybe, I'll be $5 a day, maybe more, right? Instead of that $5 a day, go to Albertsons, buy your coffee, last a month, put the rest in the bank account.
Yay!
But do people do that? Call it the Latte Factor. Do they do that? No, they'll put that money and buy something else. They'll go to a movie. Don't go to a movie. Go to Redbox, go to Netflix, whatever it is. Save the rest of the 50 bucks every single time you go. Put it in the bank account. Okay, how many of you have birthdays? How many of you have anniversaries? Instead of getting gifts, ask for money for a down payment of a house. There's so many different ways that you can get a down payment for a house. Now, my tagline is turning renters into homeowners and homeowners into investors. Once you become a homeowner, you can become an investor. Over here, we had Greg say, multiple houses is tough, right? You got to worry about the income coming in, the rents, and all that stuff. It's a good way to do it. You own a home. This is how my program is: you rent, you own. Then, when you own, my theory is turn that home into a home equity line of credit. The whole home. Not just the first and the second, but the home becomes your line of credit. That home becomes your checking account now. All your income and all your debts come out of there. You bring that down. Now you have access to more money of your house, and you can use that money to go buy another home when it's ready. So now you have an investment property. Instead of buying that home as an investment property, you buy it as an owner-occupied property. So now you have a HELOC on your investment property, which was your owner-occupied. Now you have the owner-occupied property. You do the same thing. Now you turn the owner-occupied part, the new owner-occupied property, into a home equity line of credit. Put all your money in there. Income, bring it down. Use that money to buy another property. Don't forget, now with taxes, correct me if I'm wrong, as long as you use it to buy a home or use it for a property, it's a write-off versus just buying credit cards or anything else. Any questions? Yes?
What's the requirement to qualify for the FHA loan?
FHA loan, you need 2 years tax returns, and you have to have at least, the property has to be FHA approved if it's a condo, and you just need a certain amount for the debt to income. That's it.
Do your student loans count towards your debt to income?
They do. And if it's deferred, they go off of either 1% or 2% of the balance. If there's a balance, if there's a monthly payment on the credit report, then yes. Oh, and when I say debt to income ratio, it goes only off of credit report debt. So your insurance doesn't count. Your telephone doesn't count against the debt to income ratio. Your car payment does because it's on your credit report. Whatever's on the credit report.
So for an investment property, is there a minimum down payment requirement?
Normally, yes, it'd be 25% down, but it depends on the investment property you buy and the loan amount. You can get away with maybe 10%, maybe 15%, but normally 25% would you want.
So, Steve, your scenario where you just keep on buying owner-occupied properties, what do most of your clients do with the old ones? Do they keep renting them out?
They rent them out.
They rent them out.
Rent them out.
They just get a bigger and bigger portfolio.
Correct.
Okay.
And they rent it, bring the income in, and all that stuff. Look, if you look at it overall, no matter how you look at it, properties are there. They go up and down, but they're consistent versus other things.
Investment properties in like other states.
Yes.
There's obviously really expensive in a lot of money, but like, how would you do investment properties in Arizona?
Well, I can't do anything outside of California, but I have a partner who can, and I send it over to him, and we can do that as well. Usually outside is a lot cheaper, and you get bigger property. That's my time. Thank you.